May 14th, 2008. A seemingly ordinary night for 19-year-old Brandon Swanson, a college student celebrating the end of the semester, spiraled into a baffling and enduring mystery. In the early morning hours, while driving home from parties, Brandon found himself in a minor accident, his vehicle stuck in a ditch. Uninjured, he reached out to his parents, Brian and Annette, for help, setting in motion a series of events punctuated by a chilling final exclamation. Brandon, the oldest of two, was described as intelligent, funny, an avid reader, and close to his family. In 2008, he was studying wind turbine technology at Minnesota West Community and Technical College in Canby, with plans to transfer to Iowa Western Community College to major in science. On the night of May 13th, he celebrated the semester's end at two gatherings. Friends noted he had been drinking, but not to the point of significant intoxication. Instead of taking his usual route along Minnesota State Highway 68, a road he knew well from his daily commute to Canby, Brandon inexplicably chose back roads for his journey home to Marshall. It was on the 3900 block of Lyon-Lincoln Road that his car veered off course, becoming high-centered in a ditch. Around 2 a.m., he made that call to his parents, assuring them he was fine and simply needed a pickup. He believed he was near Lind, seeing the town's lights in the distance, a crucial detail that would later prove tragically inaccurate. Brian and Annette immediately set out, maintaining phone contact with Brandon. They agreed to flash their headlights as a signal. However, despite their efforts, they couldn't locate him. His voice tinged with frustration as the search proved fruitless. Unbeknownst to them, and to Brandon himself, his cell phone records would later reveal he was approximately 25 miles away from Lind, near Porter. 47 agonizing minutes into that phone call, as Brandon decided to walk towards the distant lights, instructing his parents to meet him at a nightclub parking lot in Lind. The unimaginable happened. A sudden sharp shit pierced the night air, followed by an immediate and absolute silence. The call remained connected, an open line carrying only the deafening quiet, as Brian and Annette waited in desperate agony for their son to speak again. He never did. By 6:30 a.m., a frantic Brian and Annette reported Brandon missing. However, their initial pleas were met with a disheartening response from local authorities, who downplayed their concerns, suggesting it was normal for a young man to stay out all night. One officer reportedly told the devastated parents, "It's his right to be missing." This dismissive attitude would soon shift with a critical piece of information. When investigators finally obtained Brandon's cell phone records, the shocking truth of his actual location near Porter became clear. Shortly thereafter, his abandoned car was discovered in a ditch near Taunton. Lyon County Sheriff Eric Wallen noted that Brandon's phone remained active well into the next day, with calls going to voicemail. The cell tower data had guided them to the Porter area, where the vehicle was eventually found. The keys and Brandon's phone were missing, but there were no obvious signs of foul play. The car simply looked stuck. Once the gravity of the situation became apparent, an extensive search operation was launched, involving hundreds of volunteers, trained search dogs, and air surveillance. The search encompassed both the land and the Yellow Medicine River, fueled by the theory that Brandon might have fallen into the water. Disturbingly, search dogs picked up Brandon's scent on a trail leading to the river, across it, and then north along the riverbank towards the Yellow Medicine County line, where the scent abruptly ended, adding another layer of unease. The search dogs also detected the scent of human remains near Mud Creek, north of Porter, though nothing connected to Brandon was ever recovered. Furthermore, investigators encountered significant obstacles in their search efforts. Dogs traced Brandon's scent to a piece of farm equipment, but the landowner refused access to their property. This issue of landowner permission plagued the investigation for years. with some local cattle farmers also denying entry to search teams. Even 14 years later, these legal hurdles persisted in certain areas, hindering the ability to thoroughly investigate potential leads. A significant detail that adds another layer of complexity to this already perplexing case is Brandon's vision. Due to a childhood eye injury, he was legally blind in his left eye and suffered from depth perception issues. He relied on glasses to correct this, yet for reasons unknown, he left them behind in his car that night. This impairment could have significantly impacted his ability to navigate the unfamiliar terrain in the darkest. Given Brandon's impaired vision, the dark conditions, it was just under 40 degrees that night, and the proximity to water. Theories surrounding accidental drowning or hypothermia become even more plausible. The area also contained unmarked cisterns, posing another potential hazard. While his parents firmly believed Brandon sounded lucid, albeit alarmed, during their final call, the effects of alcohol combined with his vision impairment in unfamiliar surroundings could have contributed to his disorientation and vulnerability. Investigators are not convinced that the teen fell into the river. They said Swanson should have been found in the river or downstream had he fallen in. Annette Swanson said she's not convinced her son drowned either. There really is nothing to indicate that he's in the river, she said. According to her, one bloodhound followed a scent from the stranded car down a gravel road to an abandoned farm. It was a long trail, about 3 miles, she added. The new trail path also led to the Yellow Medicine River. The dog actually jumped in the river, jumped back out, worked the trail up to another gravel road, and then lost the scent, she said. Detectives leaves open the possibility of foul play. The only thing would have been if someone was in the shadows and they got him that way, he said. I can't say there wasn't someone else there, but I can't find any evidence of it. Cadaver dogs and searchers, he explained, should have found a body or some evidence if Swanson had succumbed to the elements. I can't explain why clothing, belongings wouldn't surface, Vicecki said. I can't explain why, after searching for 3 weeks, the dogs could not smell anything. The Swansons want to know what happened to their son. You know, people don't vanish into thin air, but it sure seems like he did, Annette Swanson said. The couple is responsible for the enactment of Brandon's Law, which became effective in Minnesota on July 1st, 2009. The law requires authorities to conduct a preliminary investigation without delay when a missing persons report is received. Decades have passed since Brandon Swanson's frantic "oh shit" echoed into the silence of that Minnesota night. Despite extensive searches and numerous theories, the truth of what happened to him remains shrouded in mystery. The discrepancy in his perceived location, the chilling final words, and the abrupt end of his scent trail continue to haunt investigators and his loved ones. Brandon's disappearance serves as a stark reminder of the enduring pain and frustration of an unsolved missing person case. If you possess any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, please reach out to the authorities. This is the Sombra Files. If you enjoyed this journey and want to see more like it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more to uncover, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Your engagement truly supports the channel, so don't be shy. Leave a comment and let us know what you think. And while you're here, feel free to check out some of our other explorations. You might just find your next fascinating discovery.